What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The scroll speed is too fast, retold action, spawning in the bottom of the map. For those of you who do not know, he is a fantastic Age of Mythology player. He's actually currently rank 1 on the leaderboards in the old game. His name is Jorge El Curioso, better known as Mariano. And Mariano is actually a little bit of history on this guy before we jump over to his opponent, who is another beast at this game. Mariano actually won the very first Challengers League, which was like, you had the top 16, which was Champions League, and then the next 16 players below that went into the thing called Challengers League. And he won the first one of that, and he followed that up in the next season doing really well, getting like top 8. And in Champions League Season 3, getting top 8 as well. So I think that this guy, he's improved over the years, and he's always just going to be an insanely good Age Mythology player. His opponent today, though, in the red color, playing as Set, his name is ReDo. Now, ReDo, he is the second place finisher in Champions League Season 1. The problem with ReDo, and we'll get into this a little bit because I think it's important for everyone to know, is ReDo is an account that was shared by several top players. Now, the actual player ReDo is a beast at the game. He was the player who came second in Champions League Season 1. And he's an absolute insane machine at this game. But this player, we don't know. So basically, he has to come out and say it's actually him, and here's the evidence that it's him at this point, because I just don't know. But I will say he played me, and he smacked me, and he is a very, very strong Age of Mythology player. Anyways, we've got Set versus Odin. Temple already up here for ReDo. He's gone for a little bit of a later advance time. Doesn't have pickaxe just yet, but he is going to be going up through Anubis. His opponent today in the blue color, playing as Odin. He is getting his temple up, and he's not quite advancing, going for a bit of a later advance time here. So we'll see how things are going to go as he does decide. Advancing now, and he does pick Freya. So no real surprises here. These are the two kind of stronger picks at kind of launch that people are thinking about with Odin. Freya is just so good because you get that Valkyrie, you get those upgrades in terms of your cavalry upgrades. There is some argument to be made for Odin and Loki to go for Heimdall, not for the pressure, not for like undermining your opponent and going for a rush, which could also be very good, but more so for Rigsthula. It's a really, really strong technology, unique to Heimdall. We're not going to be seeing it in this game, so I just want to put that out there in the ether. Joey Bads has showed it off with Loki, but it also works with Odin, and that technology is going to get your units pumping out really, really quickly. So if you go into a boom war, Norse is going to have a lot of fun with it. All right, but we'll see how things are going to go here, as it looks like Jorge also went for, or Mariano went for, a whole bunch of berserks in the early game here. Double berserks to get himself a lot of scouting action in, trying to find that priest, but he didn't actually get that one there. And we do have a whole bunch of those elephants of Set and all of the good stuff here. As we see, ReDo, he's moving forward onto this hunt very, very early on. He's already got himself double barracks down, spamming out spearmen, and man, something's telling me, if this is like something players are going to do quite a bit of, if I'm playing as Odin against this, I'm thinking, let me just sit in my base. Let me just sit in my base, not fight. Get me my watchtowers, get me my walls up, get my villagers centered down, get me my Rigsthula tech, and I'm going to start booming up a storm inside of my base. Obviously, the problem is here that there's not a whole lot of pigs, or goats, I should say. Only a couple of them. He's got the herdables, but he does go double Great Hall at the moment, which will be greeted by basically double spearmen as soon as, as he's already doing it. As soon as ReDo sees this, he's just going to go, I'm just going to go mass spearmen at this point. As the units all retreating back, we see those raiding cavalry popping out, Urso building as well. And we'll see what ReDo is going to do as a follow-up here. He's really enjoying the center of the map, though, with those giraffes. It's really, really important to get onto your hunt. I think that if you can get on your hunt and defend it, you should go for it. Basically, if you're putting pressure on your opponent, you should be in the middle of the map. If you're getting pressure put onto you, you really should not be in the middle of the map. Oh, that's a lot of damage there onto that Anubite. It's very slow, but you can jump. Looks like ReDo doesn't know this. You can jump anywhere on the map here, and that's why the Anubite is so slow. It's because you have that unique ability to, or not unique, Bellerophon has it as well. You got that jumping ability to jump anywhere on the map. So if someone's chasing you down, you can get away from them. As the attack is now coming in, and we see Mariano says, all right, I see you, Spearman. I'm going to start making myself some throw an Axeman. How much H? God, those elephants are strong, man. They're doing 6.4 hack damage. And I'm not sure if this is the case or not, because it doesn't say in the tooltip, so I think it is the case. Unlike in the Titans, in Retold, these elephants don't have a negative multiplier against buildings, so they're just doing a pretty solid 6.4 hack damage a second against those buildings to take them down really, really quickly. But at the moment here, ReDo is still pumping units out. Has he, I don't even think, has he got himself pickaxe yet? He's got himself pickaxe. He's got himself one monument in his base as he's still trying to put pressure over here. We do see the Raven has scouted this one here. So honestly, Mariano can just leave this army be and go for that raid now if he so chooses. That's the raiding cavalry coming in. Forest Fire gets dropped down. Is this going to be enough here to force ReDo back? It is, and it will be retreating, but I think that ReDo needs to turn around and fight. He's taking a lot of damage here. The priest in this position needs to be attacking the Valkyrie there as the Serpents does get placed down here, and that's pretty much exactly what Mariano wanted to have happen there. Those snakes are really, really strong at controlling an area of the map. Mariano's forced those out onto this position. This position is not that important in the grand scheme of things. Yes, it's a gold mine, but there's another gold mine on the right side of the map here. And now Mariano can just start abusing his speed and going for raids. And basically, ReDo needs to have in this position now a handful of spearmen to just defend that. As the villagers getting pushed off of this, the spearmen trying to get in and getting a little bit of an attack here. He gets one kill. We do see the upgrade is in Serpent Spear as the raiding cavalry come through, sniping one of those spearmen. And he's going to be raiding straight in onto those villagers here as they're going to be pulling away, almost sniping one of those. The Pharaoh going to get taken out as well. This is a lot of damage now coming on to ReDo's army here. As the villagers turning around, the raiding cavalry here now have to pull back, but he gets the damage done. Loses two raiding cavalry at the moment, but the rest of those can get healed up with that Odin unique bonus of HP over time. And he starts to retreat back to his main base, and he's going to be completely fine. As now Mariano also sees the opportunity to come in and kill these snakes here in the middle of the map. And that's going to be a lot of extra favor for Mariano. So that means more Valkyries. But we do see some priests coming out as ReDo. He's still trying to get aggressive in this game. It looks like he's not building those Anubites either, which can be a really, really strong unit to have in these fights, especially with jumping on top of those throwing axemen. And the fighting is happening here. And I don't know if this is a great fight right now for either player, as those throwing axemen take out all of the spearmen and those raiding cavalry get taken out by all of the spearmen. But it looks like after the dust settles, Mariano is winning this fight very, very hard. Is the elephant going to be getting picked off here? Spearman's going down, and the army needs to retreat back home here. Mariano is in a fantastic position moving forward in this game. As the Valkyrie tries to push in, tries to get some good damage done onto the front there. Great healing there from the priest, but not going to be enough as the other priest will finish off this Valkyrie. And Mariano tries to retreat it away. Will he keep this one alive? It looks like it's going to be living there even through all of that poison. The rest of these units are going to be waiting here. And guess what? Mariano now can heal these Valkyries back up to full HP. And it's not going to take too long at all here. You can turn off the auto heal by doing this over here, but I think they start healing manually anyways. Another Valkyrie going to be coming in to help out as well, and all these units back up to full HP. ReDo needs to think about what the next way to go forward in this game is going to be. He's in the corner on these baboons over here. He's over here on this giraffe. He's got all the spearmen in the center of the map here. He's spending his resources really well so far, but so too is Mariano. Both players with very, very low resources in the bank at this stage of the game is incredibly good. As Mariano's starting to push forward, he's going to attempt to take out that Anubite. He does manage to do so, chasing those slingers away as they are twirling their little sling, and they do end up falling there. And yeah, ReDo is in a very, very challenging position at the moment as he pulls back into his main base, and he's about to be gold starved, or he's about to be running out of gold in that main base there. If we take a quick look at it, it is only 100 gold left, so he's going to have to move out onto a second gold mine. He has one here, he has one here, he has one here. This is scouted by the Raven. If we take a quick look at Mariano's perspective, he's got one on the town center, he's got one on the gold mine. So he knows exactly what is going to be coming through for ReDo in the near future here as the units are pushing through in the middle of the map. You got to get some more of those slingers in here. They are very quick at 5.3 speed, and he's going to be running straight onto the villagers, onto the dwarves, onto this gold mine here. The villagers over here are also going to be an option to be targeting down, but Mariano, he can just take this fight. He can even sack some villagers here if he likes, because now he should know gold mine is about to be a thing. If we take a look at what ReDo is doing, he's got some idle villagers on that gold mine. He's going to have to move forward here as well, as the units for ReDo do retreat back out. And he does move his villagers forward onto the gold. Let's see how on top of this game is Mariano going to be here. Does he go for a heroic age timing here, or does he just push out with all of his resources to punish this as fast as he possibly can? Thank you for the rating, buddy. Divine, appreciate you, my friend. Hope your stream went well, and hope you are really enjoying this Age of Mythology retold at the moment. As Mariano, he's about to get under attack yet again. It's close to equal population, but I mean, if I had to give the advantage to one player here, I give it to the player with the Valkyries. Yes, they're going to get taken out quickly by those pharaohs, but you can snipe that pharaoh down, get the villagers in here, and start getting some good damage done. But we do see Skadi as the god of choice here. So this is why the resources are equal at the moment in terms of military. It's because a huge amount of resources were just invested into the heroic age for our main man Mariano, and he just has to bide his time. But this is a good timing here for ReDo to attack. ReDo's got that sixth sense. He knows he needs to push here. He knows he needs to get some damage done. But the big thing is, frost this army, raid the gold mine is a really good technique there. And Mariano, he's pushing in, and ReDo, he keeps on retreating away from these fights, and he's just taking so much damage in the retreat. This is not something that would happen all too often in the Titans because the pathing was so bad, but these raiding cavalry just very happily get in there and get that damage done. And now Mariano is starting to attack. He's about to get turned onto by those spearmen, and now we get the reverse affair here with Mariano, the one taking damage while retreating. Walls coming up on this position for those throwing Axemen. A whole bunch of units are queued up. Mariano really needs to get some more buildings down. This is always the hardest part for Norse, is just ensuring you're continuously getting buildings up as the game goes ahead. ReDo now is just about to hit the next age. He's got control of this gold mine. Whether or not he should have had control of this gold mine, considering the state of things, remains, that's a question here for Mariano to go back and watch that recorded game and figure out for himself. Would it have been better to get some upgrades, some armory upgrades, build some more units and attack, or go for the heroic age? But he's in the heroic age now. He's going for a second town center. He's going to be getting himself out the frost giants and everything else over here to push forward. And I love this upgrade straight away. Winter harvest is so insanely good. Not only does it increase your farming gather rate by 20%, but it also increases your food gather rate by 10%. And there's also some elephants on the front here, which I'm not sure that Mariano knows, but if you kill a set animal, that animal is left there to be eaten. So you can always move forward and eat that. That's a lot of food here. If we take, I'm not sure if we can see this. Yes, we can. 450 food in both of these at the moment. That's a lot of food there. That's nearly 1,000 food, 900 food in that location that can be chowed down on, but instead farms are up. Second town center is up though for Mariano. ReDo on the other hand hits Nephthys. He doesn't have a second town center, but I think kind of the best play here for ReDo, now that he's got full population, he's got all of this economy, hasn't really lost any villages in this game, is probably Migdol, Mythic Age, Tornado, all of the upgrades from Horus onto this Spearman army, and then push in with as many Avengers as you possibly can muster after that timing hits. But it looks like he's going to be going for this one. Hillfort is already up, so these dwarves are very, very safe on this position. Those Valkyries, there's so many Valkyries here. The way in which Odin was kind of nerfed, so to speak, reworked from the beta into the live game is that now Odin gets 15% bonus favor from his Great Hall units rather than HP. So you're more easily able to kill them, but Great raid here for Mariano. But it's just going to be so much favor. That means so many more myth units. That means so many more upgrades. And what is this? Balder on the way. This is scary here for Mariano. For ReDo at the moment. Why is it scary? Fire Giants. You don't have to click Ragnarok. Just get Fire Giants out. And there's so much favor potential here. You can frost this very, very simply. Don't have to worry about Ancestors. Ancestors does get dropped down. And let's take a look. Will this frost come in? It looks like ReDo here is attempting to retreat his units away, but they all get frozen on this position. And Mariano going to be able to clean up this minions very, very easily. Trading one god power for another god power in a sense here. But population-wise, Mariano a little bit further behind. He's got all the units queued up, but he needs to build some more military buildings. Is he making some Huskell as well? Yes, he is. He's got a lot of favor in the bank for Fire Giants. He's got a great gold mine on the back here as well with a fantastic wall. And when this Balder hits, ReDo's going to feel it hit because it's 2k resources down the drain. And I don't expect to see an immediate Ragnarok here from Mariano, but those Fire Giants are going to come out and they're going to be incredibly difficult to deal with. As you'll see them popping out. They get so much damage with that. No, he's going for the Ragnarok straight away here, ladies and gentlemen. Jumping up to 255 population, and he is going for the jugular. And if we take a look over here onto ReDo's perspective, immediate Axemen are coming in. Fire Giant getting targeted down by all of those priests here for the time being. The Jarl's trying to target this one down as well. Ragnarok Heroes moving up to the top position here. There is a Migdol stronghold, but the villagers spread out all over the map here to get as much gold income as he possibly can. ReDo's on one town center. He's got 120 population remaining. He's just got to defend here. How are the armory upgrades looking here for both players? 0 armory upgrades for the moment for our main man, Mariano, compared to ReDo here, who's also got 0 armory upgrades. Got to get that copper mail in. It's a huge amount of defense in these sorts of situations. Lots of barracks are coming down. Lots of Axemen are queued up. I told a lie. There is a second town center. It must have only recently came up here as the Ragnarok heroes are going to take that down incredibly fast. There's no masons here either, and these Rag heroes are doing a crazy amount of damage. Meanwhile, on this position, we do see the Rag heroes. They have spotted some villagers over here. Going to take that one out before coming in onto this position here to take out the Migdol stronghold as well. Lots of villagers are falling here to the Ragnarok pressure coming in as the villagers try and dive into that Migdol stronghold. The Axeman, only medium Axeman at the moment, going to be losing some throwing Axeman here to the Chariot Archer Slingers on the back there. But good micro from Mariano turning around, going to start sniping those ReDo throwing Axeman as well really nicely as the Migdol falls. Meanwhile, on this position, Raven checking this one out. Villagers over here, not going to be all too useful, but they could sneak this gold mine on the back there. Meanwhile, Fire Giant does end up getting sniped down, so we don't get to see a whole lot of value from that one. But here's the other thing. ReDo can just sit in his main base here for the moment, right? Or seeing villagers already coming in. This is the difference between a retold Ragnarok and a Titans Ragnarok. If this was Titans and Mariano was on 2 town centers, he would not be able to build villages at the moment. He'd be on 130 population. But 190 population? Villagers are coming out already. So while the pressure is still mounting, Mariano's getting himself more villagers, more economy. And honestly, he could probably do with just deleting a unit or throwing a unit into the masses here to just die so he continues to get those villagers out every single 15 seconds so he doesn't fall behind on the economy and doesn't allow ReDo back into the game by doing some trading shenanigans here. You can see all the villagers on wood right now. Is there a market up for ReDo? Yes, there is. So he's going to be selling for a little bit here. He's getting 55 gold per 100 wood, which is a decent amount. And Mariano not feeling comfortable with taking this fight just yet. Trying to tank with that Jarl before pushing it. I like that little micro there to kick that one off as the units are swinging around onto the back here. The Axemen do a ton of damage to those heroes of Ragnarok as these units are going to be pulling back. These Axemen are getting some value here though as the Ragnarok heroes do finish those off. Meanwhile, still 174 population to 205. A third town center up as well as the villagers are going to start popping out very, very quickly. 3 town centers to 1. Only in front by 15 villagers. That's only going to be a handful of minutes before Mariano is back in the driver's seat in this game. And the big problem here for for ReDo is he just hasn't snuck a gold mine. You kind of have to sneak a gold mine against Ragnarok. This one, this one, this one, something over here. But he hasn't gone for it. And if we take a look at Mariano's perspective, he sees over here with this. He sees over here with this. So this is the gold mine he has to go for. But he doesn't know that just yet. As the barracks are getting taken down. And ReDo is well and truly under a lot of pressure in this one. Look at that favor creeping up. Yep, he's almost got enough for a second frost, but do you ever want to use that second frost is the big question. As the tower's getting taken down, villagers are going to making their way over here. The heroes of Ragnarok are a little bit out of position here, but as soon as he sees those villagers on this position, he's simply just going to move all of his units over there and take a fight, because that's what he needs to do here to make this work. But meanwhile, units in the middle. There's a lot of Axemen. This Axeman army is looking scary. To me, it looks like ReDo, he's kind of defended here. Thank you for the prime there, Marco. Appreciate you, my friend. Thank you for the support. It looks to me like he's defended. I could be wrong, but I think it's defended. But also, I think the villagers are back up to a normal amount here for Mariano. So we're in this weird stage now where the Ragnarok finishes up and everyone is equal as the Fire Giant, unfortunate Fire Giant timing there for Mariano. You can't be throwing those away. Those are so strong. They're really, really good. If you get out 3 of them, it's amazing. 4 town centers, though, for Mariano. His economy is just going to keep on getting huge here in this game. But the other thing is that ReDo, he's still got that timing, that Mythic Age timing, or Mythic Age God Power remaining, and all that other stuff. So if you can get there as well, it's going to be really strong. Look at these villages. That's so many villages turning to Shank. And those Jarls are getting some good value here, though, that he will be losing them as ReDo manages to hold on that position. Axeman pushing forward. Rag Heroes coming up to this position here. Those throwing Axemen can take out those heavy Axemen if anyone's paying attention. Migdol's Stronghold gets denied at 400 HP. So a little bit of gold lost there as the villagers all retreating back into the main base. There's just so many villagers coming through now for Mariano. And what really, at this point, can ReDo do, apart from, I don't know, hit gold, try and kill off this army, get himself up to full population? Those are his only real good options in this game. And so Rag Hero is going to be running for the town center for the time being. And we'll see how it all goes. Gold mine now secured. Migdol is up. 58 to 48 villages. So still, I mean, kind of close, but this is villages for Mariano here. He's got the Norse villages, so they're even a little bit stronger. He's also got all these dwarves on this. And he is going for a hill fort on this position. He's wanting it up, but those Axemen are taking him out nicely. Raiding cavalry coming in. I do think he should be making Jarls here to kind of counter this, but he can also go for some Ballaster at this moment. Ballaster are really, really good against the Axemen because they've only got 5% pierce armor. Ballaster, Goaty as well. Not bad against those Axemen. Those are your units you want to be using. And we're seeing the Ballaster coming through, which I absolutely love. Reminiscent of old school Age of Mythology, where Ballaster Fire Giant, such a strong composition. We're not seeing those Fire Giants coming out just yet, but 157 favor in the bank. He's almost got enough for that frost, and I think he just picked up a relic, which reduces his frost. Yep, it reduces his costing on this. The other option here is he can just hold on to favor until he's got 450, and then go for another Ragnarok. As the army decides to engage at this moment here, Ballast are going to be getting some good damage done. Do you see those slingers attempting to snipe down on the back, those throwing Axemen? But Mariano's got 194 population. ReDo's got nothing left. His army gets absolutely toast in that fight there. And now Mariano can really easily start taking down this Migdol stronghold. Look at the damage these Ballaster do to the Migdol. It's not a small amount either. Plus, it sounds great when they hit this one, as it is kind of small, but it's going to be taking it down really, really quickly as the village is getting caught here as well, as that's exactly what Mario needs to do. Cut the gold, win the game, keep pumping units out. Ragnarok here is still doing great. He's now got he's almost got Frost in as well. He could Forest Fire this one here if he so chooses. As the Frost goes down, villagers go idle, army goes idle, and what else can Mariano, or what else can ReDo do here to Mariano's pressure at this point? The walls are up everywhere. Mariano's got full control of the game. The AOM fundamentals are still here, ladies and gentlemen. Even after all of the chaos, siege works getting taken out. And that's got to be all she wrote. There's a hill fort on this gold mine. There's this position over here is completely secured. We've got armory upgrades coming through now for Mariano. ReDo here. He's making spearmen in an attempt to take out these units which ReDo has amassed here, but Jarls are coming in. Ballista are being made. What else can he do? As the chariot archer is going to be retreating back ever so slightly, we do see ReDo attempting to take these fights now on the front. We'll see how he's going to be able to go here as the throwing axeman getting taken down there. Meanwhile, slingers going after the throwing axeman as well, doing what they can. And we'll see how this is all going to end up. After all is said and done, Ballista getting some good damage done from afar. I mean, they just do so much damage. Just take a look at that. Ballista getting in there. He missed the unit, but it's fine. And there's the tap out from ReDo. Right to the bitter end, ladies and gentlemen, as Mariano, with the immediate Ragnarok, no trade route was set up, I don't think. He's now got the trade route started, but he had no trade route. He just had a handful of resources in the bank, and that was enough for him to get his economy back into gear, cut ReDo off the map, and take the dub here. If we're completely honest, there was so many opportunities in this game for Mariano to end it cleanly and crisply. Let's take a look at this position here. Mariano was at 3,000 resources military to 2,000 military when the second gold mine started. At that point, let's check that out. 11 minutes, all resources at 11 minutes. Let's go with 10 minutes. He bought, or 9 minutes, so he bought heroic age here, right? Or maybe he didn't. Maybe he bought it here. I don't know. He bought heroic age at some point, but he could have spent those resources on more units, which is, if that's 800 plus 500, you're now looking at 1,300 resources worth of military. If you apply that into this military resource value, he probably could have been up to like 4,000, 5,000 military units here, and there's no way ReDo would have been able to hold that at that point because he just lost so many units throughout the game. So there's some really, really strong timings to keep in the back of your mind here when playing Age of Mythology Retold. But Mariano, he finds the win a different way, a more entertaining way, mind you, but a different way, and really, really fun play here. I'm not sure what you really want to be doing here with set against this. It seems like the classical fight to grab map control didn't work out too well for ReDo. He lost a lot of units while trying to put that pressure on. I think if you want to be doing this sort of thing, a Nubites or your friend and or heroic age timings with this as well, like making a bunch of Nubites, making those spearmans, not really applying too much pressure with the classical army, just defending your hunt, and then trying to hit a really, really nice heroic age timing with ancestors onto that second gold mine and some scorpion men as well. Could be a better idea to play. But we'll have to wait and see how the meta is going to develop. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.